Hey writing class, I hope you guys had a great weekend. So welcome back to another week of online learning. Last week I asked you for Friday's class, we looked at lesson 26, parts A and D, and you guys did an amazing job. For part A, you guys had to add in the missing commas into each sentence that began with the word or began with a part that tells when. For part B, you had to add in your quotation marks, your question marks if it was a question, and your periods, or if it was a statement, a comma. For part C, you had to make sure that in each sentence it was clearly identified if you can use him or her, and if there were two boys or two girls, then you would have to use the person's name. And then for part D, you had to make sure that the word and only appeared one time. So you had to underline all of the times the word and appeared. You wanted to leave the last time the word and appeared in the sentence, and all of the other times it appeared, you were to replace it with a comma. So keep up the great work. For today's class, we are going to look at part E of lesson 26. So I'll read what it says in your book. So please find part E in your workbook. You're going to write 2 paragraphs that tell what happened. In each paragraph, you'll write a sentence that tells the exact words somebody said. So the first sentence is given to you, and I will read it to you. In the very first box, it says, Serena and Melissa were playing baseball in an empty lot. So once again, that will be your first sentence in your paragraph. When we are writing a paragraph, we need to remember to indent. So right here, I will write the first paragraph with you guys, and then I would like you to complete the rest on your own. So I'm going to draw this little line to show that I am indenting my first paragraph. So the first sentence is given to us. So I'm going to write it out. Serena and Melissa were playing baseball in an empty lot. So this is the first sentence that is given. Notice this is an indent. This means that I indented the beginning of my paragraph. So let's continue. Then we are given a picture. Let me see if I can find it here. Great. So we wrote down our first sentence. Now we have to describe this image. So what's going on in this image? We know that we have Serena and Melissa. And we also know that Serena said a quote. So I will read it to you. It says, I didn't know I could hit the ball so hard. So we're going to need to include this quotation mark in our paragraph. So let's see what's going on in this paragraph. So they're playing baseball. We can tell that Serena hit the ball really hard and that it broke through a window. So we're going to write all of this in our paragraph. In addition, when we're writing our paragraph, we have 4 checks on the bottom that we need to make sure we're following. So check 1 is asking us, is each sentence punctuated correctly? Check 2 is asking us, did you tell all of the important things that must have happened? Check 3 is asking us, did you use the words he, she, and it so they are clear? And check 4 asks us, did you write at least 2 sentences that begin with a part that tells when? So it's important that we read through these and follow along and make sure that we have all 4 of those checks in our paragraph. So parts that tell when, those can be soon, before, after, next, sometimes. Make sure that 2 of our sentences begin with those words. We have to make sure that we're using the words he, she, and it clearly. Before we can use the words he, she, or it, you first have to introduce the person or thing. The other one asks us, is each sentence punctuated correctly? Remember, at the beginning of our sentence, we need a capital letter, and at the end of our sentence, we need a period. And then our last check is, did you tell all the important things that must have happened? Remember, guys, that we have to describe all of the important things in each picture. So let's try and let's continue on with what we can write in our first paragraph. So we indented, we started our sentence with a capital, and we ended it with a period. Let's see if we can include one of the words that tell when in our next sentence. So we have Serena and Melissa were playing baseball in an empty lot. Maybe we can write next. So that'll be our part that tells when. Right, remember, after our part that tells when, I need to add a, get ready, right? I need to add a comma because the part that tells when is at the beginning of the sentence. So I'm just gonna underline this word to show that this is one of our words that is a part that tells when. And remember, I need my comma because it is at the beginning of our sentence. So let's see what else we can write. Next, Serena hit the ball really hard. Next, Serena hit the ball very. Or we can just write next, Serena hit the ball. Period. Right, we can include that she hit it with the bat. We'll add a little bit more detail. So next, comma, Serena hit the ball with a bat. Right, so there's our next sentence. Maybe on the next sentence, we can describe or write her exact words. So I can start the next sentence with the word she, because in the previous sentence, I just introduced Serena. So now I can begin the next sentence with she instead of using her name. I can write, she said, then I need my comma, quotation marks. I didn't know I could hit the ball so hard. I didn't know I could hit the ball so hard. Then I need my period and my ending quotations. Right, so far I indented my paragraph. Serena and Melissa were playing baseball in an empty lot. That is the first sentence that was given to me. Then I looked at the image and I'm describing all of the important parts. Right, next, that's our part that tells when. Since it's at the beginning, I need my comma. Serena hit the ball with a bat. Right, since I've already introduced Serena, I can then say, she said, I need my comma, quotation marks, I didn't know I could hit the ball so hard. Period, ending quotation marks. And then if we look at the image, we can tell that she broke a window. So then we can write, the ball broke the window, but we've already introduced the ball in the previous sentence, right? I didn't know I could hit the ball so hard. So we can start the next sentence with it. It broke the window. And that is the end of my first paragraph. Right, so once again, my next sentence is it broke the window. I can use the word it because I introduced the ball in the previous sentence. So now, if you look at your sheet, the beginning of your second paragraph in this box is blank. So you're gonna have to come up with what's happened between this picture and this picture. You'll write one sentence, then you will describe what is going on in this picture, and then you will describe what is going on in this picture. Remember, for this image, you're gonna have to tell the exact quote that Serena said. Once you're done, please go over the 4 checks you have here and make sure that you've included all of these things that they ask you to do. In addition, you also have a word or a vocabulary box to help you when writing your sentence. You do not have to use these words, but you can use them if you would like. So once again, for today's task, we're doing lesson 26, part E. You guys helped me write a great first paragraph, which is right over here. So then what I want you guys to do is write the second paragraph on your own. Remember, at the start of your next paragraph, remember to indent, add in your capitals and period. Make sure you tell all the important things that must have happened. And remember to include at least one more sentence that begins with a part that tells when. So great job, guys, and I can't wait to see your paragraphs.